Pioneer. Yo, what is going on, guys? EJ here, bringing another Lord of the Rings Rise of the War video. Today, guys, we are doing another commander, and it is going to be my most recent commander that we pulled the invitation for, what got him to Respect 5 on the roulette wheel, and that is Falgin. Now, Falgin is a very mixed, very interesting commander, to say the least. He is very hard to skill. As you will see in this video, I try out a lot of different things with a lot of different outcomes. So let's get into it. We're going to start off by going over his skills, his gear and everything like that. Then we're going to get into some PvP and action and stuff like that and break it all down. Alright guys, so let's go first and let's find our Falgin. Here he is. So I got him up to level 42 with some training. So he is classed as a leader with, he gets +5 command points as a leader. He's also really good with dwarf units and a supporter, so he's really good. He does a bit of healing in that as well, as you'll see. Level 42, as we explained. So, as you can see at the moment, we have 327 might, which is going to increase our amount of damage done. We've got 157 focus, 107 speed, so he's going to get outspeeded pretty easily. Now, as for gear, this is the gear that I've got. Now, there is a few different options you can change. Here, things like the Axe of KHALDOON or the Axe of Moria is an extremely good option there. The only reason I'm not using this is just because I don't have enough to strengthen it all the way. Otherwise, I would be using this over the Battle Axe that I'm currently using at the moment, because it gives an extra buff of might. And for the first 4 rounds, allied commanders physical damage ignores 30% of target's defense, which I need to take more advantage of that in my skilling. With the scale mail here, another good option is Durin's Plate. As you can see, I only can level it to level 3 at the moment. That's why I'm just using the scale mail here for a bit of extra army defense and the more might buff. But overall, this would be a way better option if I could get it to like max. Helmet, the full helmet is an excellent option. Otherwise, you can go with the Iron Bassinet or any of the... There's another dwarf commander's helmet that I can't remember what it is at the moment. But you could run either of the dwarven helmets or the full helmet's perfect. I am then running Hiflane, which of course you could use Erebor's Pride for even way better examples. But as we will see by the end of the video, I definitely think Falgin is definitely a bit overrated on paper. Like, if you got the option to work on a Gimli or a Dane, highly recommend, or even a complete Dwalin, I would highly recommend using them over him. Even Thorin, at the moment, from what results that I've seen so far. But yeah, I'm using the Hiflane just because of the might and army HP buff and also a little bit of healing. Alright. Now, as for his skill tree, it looks good. So, the skilling I got at the moment is a skilling that I'm going to be trying out. I've already tried out some other ones already, and it didn't go too well. So, let's just go over everything, and then we'll explain. Yeah, you'll know more about it. So we have Ered Lunan here, which basically, for each amount of dwarven troops you have present, it reduces up to 6% amount of damage for each allied dwarven units here. So you can have minus 18% physical damage taken when you have 3 dwarven units with him. Max level effect of speed 15. Sub skills up here, we have Well Prepared, which melee units when hit do counter attack damage. I've tried this out in a lot of commanders, and it just doesn't do damage, guys. Like, yeah, so I don't really like Well Prepared. It seems to really flop all the time, so I did try use it in one instance of a battle. That's why, and it did absolutely trash. Now, this firing formation has the ability to buff melee units damage received minus 10% and ranged units damage plus 10%. So this is a pretty good skilling that I do use in a different build. Moving on, we have Musician, which increases army speed and army defense. I believe it goes up to something like 15% on each, with a max level effect of army attack plus 3. We then have healing abilities, which is always nice to put a point in level-headed, because it's going to remove 1 debuff on the start of round 3, even though it says round 2 there. That's how all these abilities work. We then have Relief, which allied unit with the highest defense recovers up to a certain amount. I think it's like 225% HP or something around there, and that's affected by the focus stat, which he doesn't really get the best focus. So the healing option is not really good for him. It doesn't seem to really work. The next thing we have is Duran's Blood, which at max effect increases the commander's skill damage by 35%. So if we're going to be attacking with him, we want to have attacks that he's going to be doing more damage. Max level effect of 15. I haven't tried out this build, so we will be trying this out. Because, yeah, the other builds that I did, as you'll see in the video later on, this did no damage. So we're going to be doing Whirlwind, which against 2 enemies deals 300% physical damage and prioritize melee units. And then we have All In that does against 1 enemy deals 750% physical damage once. But then the self-attack, the next damage will be reduced by 50%. But you want to get the damage done early, so that's fine. Terrain Guards, thinking that you have him R5, I recommend you use this always. This is the first skill you want to be filling out because allied dwarf units for the first 6 instances of damage receive minus 20% of allied dwarves damage. So it's 20% minus the damage, and then allied dwarves damage is dealt plus 24 after the previous effect expires. So once these 6 instances are done, you will then be doing plus 24% extra damage. And this is effect modified by the might stat. So it also gives a max focus plus, which is kind of stupid. I wish that kind of gave an extra might buff there. Sub skills, we have defensive stance, which against 1 enemy you do physical damage. And then 1 allied melee unit's next damage received is minus a certain percent. I think it's up to like 30%. And then we have parry, which army damage from melee units is reduced up to the amount, it's like 20 or 30%, I think. Yeah, I think it's 30% from what I remember, but don't quote me on that. Which can be really useful because you're going to be versing a lot of melee units. But yeah, this is the skill build I'm going with at the moment. Just because I want to try to do more commander damage. I have a bit of reduction here. I've just got some points here and there. Now, I feel like these points are a bit useless, so we're actually going to change this up a little bit. I wanted to do that. So we're going to do one live, because usually I'll just show you. So I want to do Frame Guards maxed. And then I want to do Duran's Blood. I want to do as much commander damage as possible, because it's really hard to stun commanders in that sometimes. And your troops can be stunned in that a lot easier. And which I found in one of my cases. So we're going to be doing this. So we're going to be left with a certain amount of points, which is exactly 7. Now, I'm just going to put 2 points in here, just because I want that debuff so we can remove some stun or something in case. And then we're going to put the rest into here, just because melee damage will be reduced. And we're going to go with that build. I've tried his full physical reduction build, and it doesn't work, as you'll see later on. So that's going to be what we're going to be using. As for troop setup, it is pretty simple. There's only a few options. If you're Erebor, of course, you want to be using your Tier 4 Iron Warriors. But as you can see, this is just my reinforcements at the moment. So when he is fully filled, he will have around about 3,500 of the Guardians, which are pretty good. If we actually go to Falgin down here, I can show you. Like, he's completely like injured at the moment. So we're going to be using Guardians. I usually run anywhere from like 3,000 to 2,500. I don't have these guys fully maxed out. I might be able to get a bit more points in them now. They have pretty good defense, HP, and they don't do a lot of damage. Now, the Ram Riders are an absolute must because they're really good, especially against evil with high HP, good defense, good speed. And then we've got the Axe Throwers that are really strong against large and melee units. So, pretty decent to say the least. But yeah, there's not many other options that you can pretty run with him. You have to be using Dwarven units with him. Plain and simple. Alright guys, so we'll be back in a second to get into these battles. Now speaking of him, I've got him reinforcing at the moment because my first battle, we'll go have a look at it right now because I was actually betrayed while I slept. And we're going to show you what happened. So as you can see, I'm level 42 to his 45 Stellarborn. As you can see, we didn't do much damage whatsoever. Let's have a look at my skill build. So, I had the physical reduction of both. So, it was basically to receive less physical damage. But Cellarborn does a lot of focus damage as well. We had the debuff ability set like I talked about. We had it so that damage from melee units, it's a minus of 14%, not 30, so there we go. That didn't come into effect whatsoever because he used all mounted. And then we had the melee units damage received minus 10%. And then we had the counter attack doing 12%. As you can see, things didn't go too good. We took 184,000, so with the healing 160,000, we only did 41,000 damage. As you can see, we need to do commander damage there. So if we... That's why we're going to be trying the skill, because we need to do commander damage. Otherwise, it's just going to be useless. Like I said, I was betrayed, so there was nothing I could do about that. They've been doing it for like the last week or so. Pretty annoying, but there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, this whole alliance has been doing it. But yeah, so all in all, I didn't die, really. We lost a fair bit of health. But yeah, very outmatched. As you can see, his gear is absolutely insane. As we can see. So, fully wailed out insanely. Like, maxed, we got his full unique gear, everything. Full, like, I don't even know. That's probably, like, at least, probably, like, R12, maybe. So, respect 12 there. So, yeah, completely unmatched, and I was not expecting that battle, what to say. But, all in all, against a super strong commander, he still, like, holds half his health. So, that build isn't that bad if it could be against a better matchup, but that was just unexpected. Okay, alright. So, okay, we actually got a decent battle here. I'm actually pretty happy to see this. This is really interesting. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. Let's just bring him back and let's actually look at that report. Very interesting to say the least. Maybe the developers, it's literally a developer and they've answered my call. Okay, now this is a bit better. He had some tier 4 fall in there as well. Dragoons. Yo, this is a really good matchup. So he's like 9s and 8s, which is pretty fair. Mine are around sort of the same as well. Let's have a look at the gear. Okay. Well, there's the first problem. I had a huge gear advantage, so my gear definitely helped. Without an absolute deal in the world, my gear definitely helped there. Alright, so we did a lot more commander damage that time. So definitely running the commander damage skill setup is an absolute must. Soldier damage 81,000, not too bad. It looks like that our Guardians definitely absorbed all the damage. We'll go in and have a look a bit closer. We took 143,000 to 190,000 with a tiny bit of healing. So this setup that we did was actually quite good. These guys are really good because we versed all melees, so these guys absolutely shredded the Master Throwers. I'm 9-9 now, and I think I've got the rest of these nearly maxed pretty much, so yeah. We definitely had little extra buffs. We were one level higher. KHALDOON is definitely a really good commander. I don't think he's very high respect, though. I don't know what level respect these are. You guys in the comments let me know if that's respect 5 skills or he's only respect 1. I don't know if that's the best commander. Looks like someone just attacked my Gandalf the White as well. But in saying that, versing a KHALDOON, of course we had way better gear, so we definitely had advantages. So, we won the battle, which is good to see. So, against mid-level commanders that ain't absolutely wowed out, he actually does not too bad. He definitely needs the commander damage, to say the least. In saying that, this troop combination of this balance is pretty good. I do like it, to say the least. You could maybe move these down a bit. Maybe you don't need 2,400, maybe 2,000 and put a bit more Ram Riders for a bit more HP and stuff like that. Or maybe a few more Guardians, but they seem to be doing quite well. But yeah, very interesting results, to say the least. But we're definitely going to have to get another battle in there to set, for sure. So I'm going to top him back up. We're going to give him 2,500 Guardians. Oh, I'm almost out of these fellas. I might have to do some treatment. Hang on. Let's just go up here. Hopefully I got some gems. Oh, I got some speed ups. Oh, wow, that's 5 hours. I got the auto healing on, so... Oops. Hopefully I got enough to do that. I do. Beautiful. There's another 186 there, but I think that's probably some Ram Riders in there to fix it up. Alright, let's go. Boom. Yeah, plenty now. So I'm thinking maybe like 11, let's go down to 2,000 of these. 2,500 and then the rest of these. It's going to take 26 minutes to get here, so we will be back in a little bit. And we're going to be testing it out once again in another PvP battle. Seems to be getting a lot more armies here now, so very interesting. So yeah, we'll be back. If you wanted to see that skill build up that we just used once again, so you can see, we used this skill build here, or I can show you on the big screen, so to say, which is easier to see. We went with this build here. Now, let's quickly just go into the breakdown and just see if our debuff thing did anything. Because we might be able to move those points back over and reduce the amount of damage taken from melee. Okay, where are we? So let's go back in. Real quick. Alright, so we just want to go in with speeding and everything up to round 1 and stuff. So, KHALDOON attacked first and did some pretty good damage. I knew they would outspeed. Our Round Riders aren't doing a lot of damage against them guys. But we healed straight away. Nice. Axe Throwers were doing really good amount of damage because against the his troops there. Especially because they're melee. Alright, round 2. So we need to go to round 3. This is where the effect should kick in. When we find it. There's my Ram Riders attacking. Okay, so this is where my Whirlwind hits and does 13,000, which is beautiful. And then 13,000 damage there. So Whirlwind is very good there. Okay. So Guardians, okay, so we had stun in that and it was all cured. So definitely putting those points in level-headed is definitely good because it's curing all of those effects. Okay. And level-headed is also doing a tiny bit of healing. So yeah, level-headed is actually pretty good, guys. Really good. I like that. Very nice. So that worked out really well there. Let's just scroll down to the start of the next round down here. I want to check something real quick. All In went in and All In did 12,000 damage. Okay, so that's a big chunk of damage. So yeah, the commander damage is definitely worth it. Definitely, absolutely worth it. Anyway, we're finally going to get the battle. All I know is he's using level 46 LURTZ, guys. And, of course, we're going to be a lot of damage here. We also changed our skill build up. Okay, we got defeated. I knew that was going to happen. Because we know LURTZ is very strong. But we want to see how things went. Okay, we did do a lot of damage. So, as you can see, we went against a level 46 LURTZ with a lot of damage. Now, I changed up my skill build a lot here. We went for a lot of commander damage because we needed to do extra damage. As well as the defense here. And a defense from the melee units. Now, he used all melee, so I definitely had the correct setup for it. Look, and there's the betrayal, as we can see right there. So we obviously took a lot of damage here, 300,000. We did 170,000 damage. LURTZ is very strong. He had tier 4 trolls and mounted there. The gear was pretty even, to say the least. But this is basically the result what you're going to be getting. As you can see, we're doing about 80, 90 amount of damage there. 86, 83, you know what I mean? But all in all, Falgin, if you got the chance to use Gimli or Dane, or even Dwalin, I highly recommend using him. He looks good on paper, but as you can see through the testing of this video, he kind of sucks, guys. But yeah, big thank you to Killer Yeet for helping me out. And a big shout out to Gollum as well in my fellowship for helping me just talk together and working out builds and that for Falgin. But all in all, even if I was level 46, the same level, guys, I would have got annihilated. Remember that these guys do extremely good against trolls as well as melee units. So they would have done double the amount of the damage versus the trolls. You couldn't do anything else, but yeah. There's the results, guys. There's not much more I can say about Falgin. I'd probably stick away from him. He looks good on paper, but all in all, he kind of sucks. So we're going to wrap it up, guys. Until next time, peace out, EJ's out. And I'll catch you guys later. See you.
EJU.